we entering a massive bounce back year from Tyler Herro that propels this Miami Heat team to the Eastern Conference playoffs and possibly into championship contention? We're going to break down a brand new quote from Tyler Herro that suggests that this might be the year for him and the Miami Heat, as well as breaking down other news surrounding Tyler Herro on this episode of Heat Digest. So we're not going to waste any time, and let's get right to it. Is this going to be a massive bounce back year for Tyler Herro and this Miami Heat squad? Now, you guys know how I've felt about Tyler Herro in the past, especially after last season, where he only played in 42 of the 82 games last season. Now, obviously, that is not great. That is just over half. And again, when he was on the floor, he was very, very inconsistent, as well as with the entirety of this Miami Heat team. And a lot of it, again, had to do with the fact that we were never really entirely healthy. And again, that is just something we have to deal with. We were unlucky last year with major injuries to Rozier, Richardson, Herro, Duncan for a small period of time. Bam Adebayo missed 11 games. We just were never fully healthy. And again, hopefully this up-and-coming season is something different from last season. And again, we'll start with the quote from Tyler Herro that is going to get us all started. Again, shout out to NBA Central for posting this, as well as the link to the article that we're going to break down in just a second. But they go on to say, Tyler Herro believes that a healthy Miami Heat team is deep enough to make a run and win a title. Going on the quote, Herro, as he said, we haven't been healthy yet. But we feel like when we do get healthy, we have a very deep team. A team that is deep enough to make a run in the East and ultimately win the NBA title. Now, this is great to hear from Tyler Herro, as he's very optimistic, not only in the team that is currently assembled, but when fully healthy, they feel like they are very, very good. Obviously, on paper, this squad is very good. Obviously, Rozier, Herro, Butler, Jovic, and Adebayo rounding out the five, followed up by Alec Burks, Josh Richardson, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and our rookie Kel'el Ware, with a bunch of other rookies on this roster, including Pelle Larsson, who's going to be the backup shooting and small forward on this team based off this depth chart as of today, August 27th. So again, there's a lot of talent. Obviously, Duncan Robinson, Kevin Love, and Haywood Highsmith are all obviously still on this team, and they are going to be great role players for this Miami Heat team. But again, it comes down to health. Last season, we had a great team on paper once again. But again, once that season started and we got into the thick of things, we were losing players left and right. And they weren't just role players. They were key players. Obviously, I mentioned them earlier. And Herro, Rozier, Butler, Adebayo missed some games. Jaquez went down with 2 different groin injuries at the beginning of the season and then at the halfway point of the season. Again, these are very, very substantial injuries. It's not like they are missing 2 to 3 games. They are missing weeks at a time. And obviously, when they come back, there's no rhythm. There's no momentum. There's no chemistry, really. Obviously, they're friends. They play on the same team. They practice together. But when you miss that much playing time, it becomes very, very difficult to find a rhythm. Now, we'll get to the next quote that I think will really boost the morale of everyone watching this video and going into the Miami Heat season next year as fans, as we obviously are a little bit skeptical when it comes down to the health of all these players, and specifically Tyler Herro, as again, he only played in 42 of the 82 games last season, obviously starting in 40 of them, as he did not start in those first 2 games coming back from the injury. And this article goes on to say this: my biggest thing right now is developing my body and trying to get stronger so that I can stay as healthy as possible throughout the season, Herro told me. Since he entered the league, Herro's calling card has been his ability to score both on and off the basketball. Last season, he placed in the 90th percentile in points per 75 possessions, 22.9 per dunks and threes. Even strengths need improving, though, and while Herro's scoring volume remains elite, his efficiency hovers around league average, 40th percentile in true shooting. Herro wants to up his efficiency while simultaneously maintaining or even increasing his scoring volume. Going on to say, and I quote, as for adding to my strength, I really want to sharpen up my efficiency to maximize my abilities as a scorer, Herro said. Now, this is a even bigger quote than the first one we broke down that NBA Central gave us from this article from earlier in the article, I will say. But again, I believe this quote is even bigger, as Tyler Herro has accepted the fact that obviously when he's not on the floor, he cannot be any help to this Miami Heat team. Obviously, he can be an off-the-floor leader. He can be a role model. He can be someone that is looked up to. But again, we need you on the basketball court. Last season, when you played basketball, you gave us just under 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. You were shooting 44.1% from the field, which is not bad. You're just under that 50% mark. That's pretty damn good. And then at the 3-point line, or behind the 3-point line, he was shooting 39.5%, which is, again, pretty good for someone who really does live and die by that 3-point shot. He's 6'5". He's very young. Obviously, as we know, he is 24 years old, going on 25. But again, he shoots 47.5% on corner threes. 81% of his threes are assisted, which is a very, very good number for someone who can just score the basketball in isolation. It's not solely coming off of isolation. It's not solely coming off of the dribble. He's getting it off the pass, which is really good. Usually indicates a good offense, or a better offense at that. And then again, 45.3% of all shots are threes. And again, for someone who does shoot the ball at the rate of Tyler Herro, the fact that they're damn near half of them are 3-point shots, it's good to see him anywhere around that 40% mark from behind the 3-point line. So again, Tyler Herro, as we know, is a great basketball player, but again, he has to be on the floor in order to be considered that good basketball player. So again, if he comes back and he's able to stay healthy and play on this Miami Heat roster, I think he could propel this Miami Heat team. And again, we talked about this in the last Heat Digest video, as the Miami Heat were considered to win 45 games next season and be in the play-in group of teams in the Eastern Conference. As obviously the Eastern Conference has gotten substantially better this offseason, with Boston obviously just reloading, not even getting any worse. New York went out and got Mikal Bridges and got better. Obviously, the 76ers went out and got Paul George and got better. Obviously, the Orlando Magic have not gotten any worse. They did not get any worse this offseason. And again, they beat us out for the division last year. I have to remind you guys that we were in the 8th seed up until the 5th seed or the 6th seed, there was only a game difference between those teams. So if we had Tyler Herro and we had those scoring options, especially when we lacked Jimmy Butler due to his injuries and time off, we possibly could have been out of the play-in tournament. We could have been in the top 5 seeds of the Eastern Conference just off of having Tyler Herro in the lineup for the games he just wasn't there for. Now, I have to, without getting throughout the entirety of this video before we get to that list, I will say Tyler Herro has been working out a lot. Here's a picture of him with Kyle Lowry. Shout out to Brady Hawk on Twitter. Great insider for the Miami Heat. Great guy that covers the Miami Heat, and it's more than just the news and the media. He gets into the actual nitty-gritty of the basketball and the play and the schemes and everything going on. Again, he's a great follow on Twitter. Shout out to Brady Hawk for posting this picture. But again, Tyler Herro, again, he's been working, but if we look at the regular season, obviously he's gotten better every year. But if we look at that 3rd year in the league, he was playing as a 6th man, and he won the 6th man of the year award, and it wasn't close. He had 96 of the first place votes. He was by far and away the best 6th man in the league 3 years ago. And again, this is something we need from Tyler Herro. If you have to go to the bench, and obviously looking at the roster and the depth chart right now, it doesn't seem possible to have a situation where Tyler Herro is coming off the bench due to the lack of talent starting in front of him if he was starting at the 6th man. But again, I see a world where we could put Jaime Jaquez Jr. in the starting lineup and bring Tyler Herro off the bench if starting him does not work and the chemistry amongst him, Butler, Jovic, and Adebayo, and even Rozier just does not work out appropriately due to Rozier being a dominant ball handler as well as Butler, and Bam Adebayo having the ability to keep the ball in his hands and really initiate the offense. Obviously, Butler and Tyler Herro could play very, very well. If Bam Adebayo is the point forward, if you will, if you're feeding him on the block or even at the top of the key and allowing schemes and plays to be run for these players off of Bam Adebayo with screens, down screens, whatever it may be, Bam Adebayo does open up the offense a lot, especially with his passing and facilitating ability. But again, there's only one basketball on the court at once. And again, it's going to be hard to get everyone the amount of shots they're looking for and keep everyone just really satisfied with the role they're playing. But again, if Tyler Herro was the first man off the bench, he was coming in for Butler, he was coming in for Rozier, this could be a substantial move for this Miami Heat team, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was something that actually happened throughout the entirety of the year. Just throwing out an idea. I'm not saying he's going to start at 6 man. I don't think he will. He'll be the starting shooting guard for this Miami Heat team, game 1 against the Charlotte Hornets. And again, that is something we absolutely have to win. So again, we move on, but just pointing out the stats. We saw the graphic earlier, but then we go to the playoffs. We know how Tyler played in the last 2 playoffs. They haven't been great. Obviously, this past year, we were shorthanded, without a doubt. Tyler Herro needed to do a lot more than he did. We got one very, very, very good game from him, and we won that game. It was game 2 in Boston. After that and before that, we didn't get a lot from Tyler. And again, he averaged just under 17 points per game, which is pretty good. But again, as the first option on the offensive end, that is just simply not going to get the job done, as we need you to step up, and we need you to be that guy that we all know, that 20-point per game scorer or more, to come in and really help us on a shorthanded team. So again, we're going to get to the NBA Central, the next tweet from NBA Central. That's Hoops Hype's top 15 shooting guards of the 24-25 season. I thought this would be fun to close out on, as Tyler Herro was ranked 10th behind Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Williams, Desmond Bane, Zach LaVine, Austin Reeves, Jalen Green, and then we have Tyler Herro. Rounding out the list, we have CJ McCollum, Bradley Beal, Devin Vessel, Malik Monk, and Cam Thomas. This is a very, very skewed list. I don't like this list at all. Obviously, Tyler Herro at 10, he's getting a lot of display due to the fact that he didn't play a lot last year. If he would have played more last year, and he would have put up the same numbers, if not better numbers, I believe he'd be around the 7 range. I think he would have been better than LaVine, who didn't play at all last year. Mind you, Malik Monk should have won the sixth man of the year last year. I don't know how he's number 14. He should be substantially higher, in my opinion. But again, the top of this list looks pretty good. And again, it could look a little different with Tyler Herro near the top 5 if he were just to play in more games last season, because we know the skill set Tyler Herro does bring to the basketball court night in and night out. And again, he's a very, very good player, but if he's not on the floor, it's not going to help this Miami Heat team, as we all know. Again, he's going to hold a lot of trade value if he does come out and he's an in-between type of player for this Miami Heat team. He's a good player on the floor, but again, it's just not translating to wins or even close wins or competitive wins. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the players on the trade block. Again, I hope that's not the case. I hope we figure something out. We put him at the 6th man and put him back where he really had his most value in his NBA career up to this point. But again, let me know down below what you guys think about Tyler Herro possibly coming off the bench as the 6th man. Do you think he should start for the majority of the year until he proves his worth at the starting position, or as the 6th man? And what do you guys think about this Hoops Hype list of the top 15 shooting guards? Do you think Tyler Herro's really ranking is accurate, or do you believe he should be higher or lower? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Heat Digest, and I will see you guys on the next one.